Got dreams of being a professional podcaster, but have no idea what you're doing?
This is impossible.
That's about to change.
A new kind of school.
Welcome to the Pod School Podcast.
Hello and welcome to the show. Today I'm going to be talking about podcast trailers. This will come in handy for you if you have yet to start your show, or alternatively you're thinking about starting a new show. A podcast trailer can be a great way to encourage people to listen and to actually give them a bit of what they are going to get if they listen to or subscribe to your show. If you think about the movie industry, they are very good at doing trailers. They will pick all of the best bits. Sometimes they'll put all of the best bits into the trailer and then you'll watch the movie and you think, gosh, the rest of it was fluff, wasn't it? But a podcast trailer can do the same thing as the movie trailer. If you highlight some of the best bits, some of the things that they can expect, you can give people a reason to listen outside of just a good description and a nice title. You can give them something where they can get the essence of your show, an idea of what type of people you'll be speaking to, an idea of the tone of the stuff you're going to do, and showing rather than just saying can be a really nice way to get people to engage with your content and get excited about what's going to be around the corner. This is going to be much easier if you are recording your shows ahead of time, and if you have a bunch of episodes already in the can before you go live with the first one, you can go through and pick out some of the best bits and pieces from some of the interviews or some of the episodes or some of the chat between you and a co-host, if that's the style of your show, and then put it into a trailer so that people can hear what's coming up in some of the early episodes. You want to choose, when you're picking those little audio grabs to play, the highlights. That's probably an obvious thing to say, and you're thinking, gee, thanks, newsflash, we want the good bits in the promo. But it is really important that you think about what is really solid, what's really going to draw an audience in. More often than not, if there's a bit of comedy in your show, it's going to be the bits where you and your guest or you and your co-host are laughing. That's an easy way, unless it's a sort of in-joke that they're never going to get. But those sort of heightened moments can really keep the momentum of a promo going and make it exciting and interesting. You also want to keep the grabs quite short. You don't want them to be really long, and flick through a few to try and keep the promo moving if you can. So try and collect up the best bits, but also short grabs, and make it as punchy as possible. It's also good to roll some music, your music of your show underneath it, just to keep that going. It gives it a bit more punch and makes it sound a little bit more like an advertisement. You'll notice under movie trailers, often there'll be music. It just adds something, adds a bit of excitement. Then that episode is really what you will start your feed off with. It's often called an episode 0, so it's the episode before your first episode is dropped. It can also be called a coming soon episode. With our shows at Mamamia, we'll often label those coming soon episode, and this can be dropped in your feed ahead of time. The reason that you'll do this often is because you want that feed to be open. So to actually have your podcast featured in iTunes, there needs to be at least one episode or one MP3, one audio file in that feed already. So you can't open your show or submit it to iTunes until you have that audio there. But having a trailer or a coming soon episode or a promo can be a great way to open up the feed so that you can start to share it on social media and encourage people to subscribe or to listen before you've even released your first episode. And the more subscribers you have before that first episode goes live, the more help you will get in terms of your numbers, because obviously you'll already have people there waiting to download your show before it's even begun. So when you're thinking about starting out your show, think about recording things for your promo. Of course, if you've already recorded some episodes ahead of time, then just go in and choose those best bits, like I said, and put together a bit of a montage. Alternatively, if you are going to do a show either by yourself or with a co-host, you can always just do a couple of practice rounds or do a fake show that you just use to get audio for the promo. Sometimes in shows that I'm putting together, we'll do a trial when we're putting a show together, and we'll use some of that trial audio in the promo if it's good enough, because often there's a lot of gold stuff there. So don't be afraid to make a fake episode for your promo, just so people can get a sense, particularly if you've got a co-host. It's probably a bit difficult if you're doing a show by yourself, but if you've got a co-host, you can sit down, just talk into the microphone, do a few practice breaks or a practice show, and then use some of that audio in the promo so that you can give people a reason to listen and a bit of an essence of what's going to be coming up when you drop your actual episodes. I hope that's helped you think about how you can use a trailer to encourage people to listen to your show before it's even begun. If you are finding these tips useful, I would love it if you left a review wherever you listen to this show. And of course, you can head to podschoolpodcast.com and check out all the show notes for this and other episodes. I'll see you next week. And until then, happy podcasting.
That's all for today.